We're now joined by Charles Fakroha for Personal Finance with Charles Fakroha. Hello, Charles. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Perpetua, for having me.
It's a pleasure always having you. Well, today we're looking at financial and New Year resolutions to be able to save more money in the new year. So talk to us about this.
Yeah, thank you very much. You know, today is the last Friday for 2022, and people begin to do some what we call New Year's resolution. And for we in personal finance, it is the time to make resolutions that will make you save more in the year 2023. However, the first resolution I will explain is for everybody. You need to track your expenses. That is a New Year's resolution. Track your expenses. Number two, you need to curb unnecessary spending. Unnecessary spending. You need to set that also as a resolution. Then update your old financial goals. The goals that you've not been able to achieve for the year 2022, you can update them again and see how you can follow up. Then ensure that you save on a monthly basis. Save every month. That is also your 2023 resolution. Build an emergency.
Let me come in here, Charles. When you say that you should make sure you save, there are people, I mean, this conversation has been ongoing. I'm sure we've talked about it before. There are people who are saying that they're not even earning enough to live. So why talk about saving? So for people like that, is there any formula or is there anything you can you can say to them about finding a way to save irrespective of what you're earning or what you're not even earning?
Yeah, it's very simple, and I'm sure it is the simplicity that's making people to believe that it's not possible. One, discipline. You can tell your employer, you can tell your bank, as soon as any money enters your account, maybe your salary account, let them deduct 10%. And you will be assuming in your mind's eye, if it is 100,000 you are receiving, 10% is 10,000 naira. That is, it is 90,000, you begin to think that you are earning. So as long as you earn an income, even if it is 10,000 naira, 1,000 naira should be deducted. Then in your subconscious, what you are earning is 9,000 naira. And you will go with it. If the 10% is added back to you, it will not make any difference. Research has shown it. And that's why we in personal finance, we are confidently telling you that coming 2023, resolve that you want to save every month, and you can make it.
All right, you can go on ahead with the other resolutions.
You can also build an emergency fund. That is another resolution you can take. Building an emergency fund. So that in case of emergency, you will not dip into your savings. You will dip your hand into the emergency fund. You can also do a resolution on try lowering your energy and your fuel cost. We know in this December how fuel.
If I get you correctly, you're saying lowering your energy and fuel cost. Can we really control that, seeing that we need electricity? And unfortunately, to a very large extent, we don't even have that. And so we have to provide for ourselves by using the generating sets. And for the generating sets to work, you either use petrol or you use diesel, depending on the type of generating set you're using.
Yes. If you look at the electricity, look at the prepaid meters. If you have it, people decide when to put it on and when to put it off. At the same time, you also decide the appliances that should be on. So you can do that. If all of you are going out in the morning, you switch off your meter so that you will not incur any electricity bill. Then when you are back, you can put it on. Then in the night, if nobody is in the parlor, you switch off the AC in that parlor or you switch off the fan. Then you switch off the television set. Make sure that you control what you consume. That is one way to reduce your energy cost. Now, looking at the fuel, in case you don't have electricity, yes, you can decide and say, instead of putting on the jet from as early as 7 in the evening till 12 for the next day, you can say, kids, look, because of what we are going through, the fuel is scarce. Why not we just put on the jet from 9 in the evening till 12 or 1, as the case may be. So you need to reduce your consumption, and you can only do that when you are resolved and you have that discipline. And of course, you'll be able to achieve it.
All right, let's be more practical here because I'm about taking you back to the saving aspect. You know, when you said no matter how little you earn, you can still save. I want us to be more practical here because, take for instance, somebody earns 10,000 naira, for instance, a month, and he or she has done his calculation or her calculation, you know, on a daily basis when he or she goes to work, and he or she could see that the transport that will be spent will be maybe like 6,000 naira through and fro for the number of days that individual will be going to work, and you know we're left with 4,000 naira. Then you still do another calculation of, let's say, 2,000 naira go for food stuff, then the remaining 2,000 naira go for other expenses like utility bills and what have you. Looking at it from that instance, that individual has nothing, you know, left. How can such person be able to save from that situation?
Very simple. Like we have said, you earn 10,000 naira.
Yeah.
Okay, assuming, yes. And of course, good that nobody earns 10,000 naira now in today's, even 30,000 naira. Then let's say it's 10,000 naira that you earn. Okay? And we are saying, before the 10,000 naira enters your account, let the authority, your employer, or your banker remove just 1,000 naira. And you don't have access to that 1,000 naira. And let it be done on a monthly basis. You'll be amazed that you will be able to do whatever you want to do without your 9,000 naira. Because in your subconscious, what you are receiving is 9,000 naira, not 10,000 naira. So you will not even think of the 1,000 naira. Just like the tax man, before your money comes to you, the tax man has taken his oath. You are not calculating that tax as part of the money. You feel it is government oath. So the same applies for savings. That's what we are saying, no matter how little, if you have that kind of arrangement, before the money comes to your hand, before you have access to that money, let 1,000 naira, as the case may be, leave that your account. And whatever thing you want to do, you do it within your 9,000 naira. The only problem is if you have access to that 1,000 naira, obviously you are going to spend it, you will not be able to save. So that is the discipline we are talking about. Have an arrangement where that money you will not have access to it, maybe after a period of time.
All right. So what about like, for instance, you know, like I just, you know, narrated, the 10,000 naira is the monthly, you know, income that comes in. And as we're going into the new year, a lot of things might not remain the same price-wise, because some will be telling you things have gone up and you don't have a choice. You must just buy it if you feel or think you need those items that you want to buy. In that situation, what can an individual do? Is it still possible for somebody to still say, okay, 1,000 naira should just go for that savings, when you know that you still need those things you want to buy and they are not at the same price as, you know, previously? So in that situation, what can be done?
Okay, good. Yes, if you look at a football pitch, if a particular team is only defending, they will not win the match. And at the same time, if they keep attacking and their defense is porous, it's also difficult for them. So, for personal finance, we advise individuals, we advise our clients. Yes, there are ways you can do to increase your income. If it is only one source of income, salary, you are getting 10,000 and you are deducting 1,000 for your savings. Now, you could look at your time. Do I have some time? Could I do this kind of work? After I close from work, can I go to this place and do some work? Can I go to this particular factory and do some work? Can I begin to wash people's cars? You need to look for other ways of getting income. That is one way of meeting the circumstances in which we are finding ourselves. Then, and that's why we don't advise only one source of income. Whether you are working or you're a business person, try to see how you can also have multiple sources of income, no matter how little it is. If it is a couple, yes, the man is earning 10,000 naira, you could begin to ask the wife, what are the little things you can now begin to do? Maybe if she has a skill, you can now begin to do hairdressing or have a small provision shop. So you need to look at other sources of income.
All right. Now, still talk to us about the financial resolutions we need to make so that we'll be more prosperous in the coming year 2023.
Yes, another thing you can do again is to, secure your family with health and life insurance. For the coming year, one of your resolutions, very important, must be secure your family with health and life insurance. Because there is a lot of uncertainty. You could have an accident that makes you're not able to walk again. You need to take a disability insurance. Just insurance generally, so that when the eventuality happens that you can no longer go to work, then of course the insurance company can do some form of compensation for you. Then for life insurance, of course, that's the only insurance that is very, very sure. All of us must die one day. So that's why we see companies doing group life insurance for their workers. So ensure that if your company does not have one, you can speak to any insurance company, have a life insurance policy.
Let me come in here now. Let me come in here. Well, I know this is personal finance, but don't you think it's high time we started also making companies it's high time we started making companies understand the importance of having group life insurance for their staff?
Yes, it is very, very important, and I have always advocated when you have a firm, as long as you have up to 5-6 staff, then that is the time you can now start a life insurance policy, a group life insurance policy, and they are not too expensive for your workers. For any employer that knows what the human resource is expected to do, then it's left for the people in human resource to advise management to take a group life insurance policy for all their workers. It is beneficial to the employer and is at the same time beneficial to the employee, because the employee knows that anything happens to me, at least my family has some form of compensation, no matter how little. So it is wise for any employer to take up that and begin to have a group life insurance for their employees.
All right. Still going ahead. Talk to us about the other things we need to do, the financial resolutions for the new year.
Okay. You can also start the process of reducing your debt burden.
Okay.
Yes. Most of us have a lot of debt, maybe through what they call, if you have a credit card or your bank is giving you an overdraft. Just like Nigeria, we have overdraft given to us by central bank. And the National Assembly is saying, no, you need to reduce this debt, and you're not going to pass it on to everybody. What has happened to it? So the same applies to individual personal finance. The debt you are owing, you need to be deliberate as to how you want to begin to reduce your debt. We advise that there are certain purchases, don't buy credit. Don't allow them to bring things to your office and say, buy now, pay month end. Ensure that you work with your budget so that you don't incur more debt. So you need to have that financial resolution for 2023 to reduce your debt burden.
All right. Aside from the fact that you encouraged one having an extra source of income, which you talked about, getting some, part-time job that could allow you to do both your major job and the, side hustle. What other ways in which one can, better the new year, as it comes? What other ways? Aside from getting, a side hustle.
For personal finance, we have always advised that you should do all within it takes for you to be able to differentiate your wants and your needs. Live within your means. We must know the difference. What is our want? What is our need? Like economists have told us, our wants are insatiable. There are so many that we cannot satisfy all of them. But identify what is your need. And your need are those essential things that you require. So if you're able to meet up your needs, then your wants are not necessary any longer. However, from time to time, when you see that you have enough income, you can now decide to say, okay, this is my want. I just want to spoil myself a little. But moving into this new year, we should be able to differentiate between our wants and our needs, and try as much as possible not to live up with the Joneses. That is, you want to impress people who don't even think about you. You want to buy things that you don't even need to impress people who don't think about you. So you need to live within your means and know the difference between your wants and your needs.
All right. Thank you so much, Charles Fakroha, for sharing your thoughts with us. These are actually very good nuggets, so that, these things are the things that can make life better for people going forward.
Make all your resolutions realistic for you to achieve it.
All right. Thank you. We'll land on that one. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
All right, there's a whole lot to talk about. I mean, looking at what he said, talking about some of the steps we need to take. And something actually made me laugh when he said that when people bring things to the office and they tell you to pay at month end, you have to be very careful. Because at the end of the day, you find out that you probably end up buying what you do not need because you have that time or that lenience, so that, to pay later on. But we'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll continue. Stay with us.